Hello everybody, welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. And this is the DLC, and we're going to continue doing the DLC.
Hola, outsider. Welcome, child of omens. You come to receive visions of truth?
What? I don't know what Visions of Truth means.
Seek medicine plant. Return with sacred datura root. Receive visions of truth. They guide you.
I already got the roots you need.
These roots make sacred vision tea. You drink, you see path before you. Ready?
Alright, let's do this.
Drink. Tea is strong. Tea is bitter. Wisdom is strong. Wisdom is bitter. You see? You go to cave. Find ghost of she. Lay ghost to rest. This your quest. Bring peace where was strife. Go.
Okay, I definitely have to go out there.
Hola, Dunane.
Fuck is it? Oh, it's...
By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept, when we remembered Zion. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be, that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be, that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Do you know what it means?
You don't want to leave Zion, you'd rather kill every last one of the White Legs.
Given those two choices, yes. In the best of all possible worlds, they would just leave us in peace. But they won't. I don't enjoy killing, but when done righteously, it's just a chore, like any other. Practiced hands make for short work, and the good Lord knows there's much to be done here.
You'll get no argument from me, the White Legs are human garbage.
They're still God's children. But if they turn against their brothers and sisters, won't listen to reason, if they pollute the Lord's temples on earth, like Zion, who are we to stand by and let them continue? Daniel does not yet see things the way we do. He is the John to our Matthew and Mark. When you have a moment, speak with him. There may still be time to save Zion from the Whitelegs, to keep God's children here, in this living temple. Welcome back.
What do you know about salt? What do you know of salt upon wounds?
He's a butcher. Believe me, I know the godless fire that burns in his heart. I've been burned by it myself. He's not the kind to let his subordinates do all the killing. No, he likes to have a hand in it, with that spear of his. He's fashioned himself an abomination before the eyes of the Lord. I'm happy to serve as an instrument of divine justice.
Do you have anything to trade? Okay, let's take a look. Can I ask you some personal questions?
It's not something I enjoy, but I pray to God that someone may learn from my mistakes. What would you like to know?
Are you in much pain? Is there anything I can do to help?
You are kind to offer, but no, there's nothing you can do. We don't use chems, but I learned long ago that I'm immune to their effects. It never stops burning. My skin. Every day I have to unwind the bandages and replace them with fresh ones. Exposing my body to the air is like living through it again. But it's better to be clean than comfortable.
Can I ask a personal question?
It's not...
What do you know about the war between Caesar and the NCR?
I try not to involve myself with matters of the Mojave anymore. All I know is from before the Battle of Hoover Dam.
Do you know about Mr. House?
I had heard of him, but when we were preparing to enter the Mojave, he didn't seem relevant to what was happening. From what I've learned since Hoover Dam, he handled the Mojave tribes in a fashion not entirely dissimilar from Caesar. It's too bad.
What do you think of the NCR?
Better than Caesar, but that's not a high standard. Too much love of money and ownership. Not enough love of God and giving. Any society that derives its power and authority from the will of man alone lives apart from God and will crumble in the end.
I'm guessing you don't like Caesar very much.
Love the sinner, hate the sin. With Caesar, it's often very difficult to see through all of that sin to the person inside. I can say that we were both lucky that NCR supply lines and land routes north of Mojave Outpost were destroyed before the Battle of Hoover Dam. Something bad happened near Death Valley, at a place called the Divide. NCR couldn't cut across anymore, and it slowed down the reinforcements. Terrible storms ripped entire companies apart before they even got to Nevada soil. The aftermath of Hoover Dam could have been even worse for Caesar.
What's at the Divide?
I don't know for certain, and I don't think NCR knows either. Whatever happened at the Divide was too much for them to handle. Our Frumentari told us what they saw. Only fools and madmen would march into a place like that. All roads wind down to the same spot, the grave. They said all that's left there is a gaping wound cut into the earth, cursed and damned. No place for God-fearing folk.
Were you always with the New Canaanites?
I was born in Ogden, what people came to call New Canaan. Things were more peaceful when I was growing up. When I was a young man, I went out into the world to do missionary work, as all New Canaanites do. I traveled along the Long 15 and followed 89 south into Arizona. Along the way, I met two men from a group called the Followers of the Apocalypse. Edward Sallow and Bill Calhoun. They came to teach the tribes. Calhoun was a good man. Edward was was the one who got us into trouble down the road.
Was one of those men yeah, Edward was.
No, not then. Back then he was just Edward. Smart man. Young, but we all were. We thought we could hike into the Grand Canyon and talk to Blackfoots. We did. And the Blackfoots were friendly enough at first. But eventually... I've thought back to that day so many times. I must have mistranslated. Something must have been mixed up, because the Blackfoots decided we weren't going to leave. The rest is history, assuming Edward hasn't changed it.
How did you end up as Caesar's legate?
This way lies the path to hell. Caesar needed me to translate. Translation became giving orders. Giving orders became leading in battle. Leading in battle became training, punishing, terrorizing. A series of small mistakes before a great fall. And I stayed in that darkness until after Hoover Dam. After I failed Caesar and he had me burned alive, thrown into the Grand Canyon.
How did you survive?
I survived because the fire inside burned brighter than the fire around me. I fell down into that dark chasm. The flame burned on and on. The next morning, I woke up and crawled out of the northern edge of the Grand Canyon, that cursed place. It took me 3 months to reach New Canaan. It was as though the prodigal son had returned. They welcomed me like I had never left. Never done anything to shame them. The fire that had kept me alive was love. Their love. God's love. I will never be able to repay the debt I owe to them. But I must try.
Goodbye. So, the burned man is a Mormon. Was the Mormon that Caesar met. Oh, it went flying. Go. There's a lot of Yarglais here, isn't there? These are just cubs as well, and they're fucking as big as like fully grown ones in Fallout 3. Go back this way and see what we have. What the hell? I got stuck at what? What happened? What actually happened there? That was insane. There was like all of them at once appeared. Fucking spore plants. Never ends, does it? Okay, that is impossible. What right does this game have to fucking put about 5 enemies together like that? The fuck?
Does Ghost of She lie quiet in grave?
It's done.
Then visions of truth are at an end. Will you learn from truth? Maybe yes, maybe no. Only for you to decide. Here, take. Gift to remind you of visions. Use well, or sell to curious trader. Either way, says much about you.
Alright. I think we did, so what did we get? She's Embraced. It's like an unarmed weapon, does 61 DPS. Basically, we don't have a Deathclaw gauntlet, but we do have a Yargoi gauntlet, which has more fingers. Good for an unarmed build, I guess. But, not an unarmed build, I'm a cowboy, so, yeah. Okay, I like how the waypoints tell me to go somewhere and then they fucking aren't. It's just, I don't know. I don't like the way waypoints are done in this game.
Daniel said that I was to travel with you until you have completed your scouting. Is this pleasing to you?
Sounds good, let's go.
Certainly. We should make haste then.
Give me quite a Waltz perk. Okay, easier to sneak around. What the fuck are you wearing?
If something of mine will help you, take it. I hope you would do the same for me.
Ya Atag.
Fucking go. Actually, can I fast travel to somewhere nearby? 'Cause that would probably be the better idea instead of walking there like a numpsy. This ain't Fallout 4 survival. I don't have to put up with this shit. The shit of walking everywhere. Oh, there's a plane up there. fucking wonderful.
When Salt upon Wounds took New Canaan, he ordered the White Lakes to salt the earth so nothing could grow again. What kind of monster could do that?
Fuck me, why is there so many bear traps here? Head. I see you. Can't do nothing about you though. Oh shit. Wrong button. Now what if I didn't have an average lockpick, huh? Hey, look at that, leveled up. I'm gonna keep doing intense training. Get some more intelligence, which means more skill points, and overall certain perks that will give us more XP. Let's fly down south, I guess.
I'll fight you if I must. Plants that seem to hunger for human flesh. Where they come from, I do not know.